Okay, Dave, here's your little before and after, right? So we've got some lines on this swing. The swing on the left is your swing at the start of the session, right? So, you know, we picked up that there's a bit of a lack of turn, if you like.
Right.
You know, you can see how much your hips are turning, how much your shoulders are turning. A little bit of sway with the hips. You can see how your hips are moving more over your back foot as you get up to the top. And then as you start down, there's an even though, and it's a weird one because I don't see this very often, but even though your hips are moving forward, look, to start the downswing, you're actually pushing down more under that back foot. So if you just look at your pressure, look at the pressure map, as your club starts coming down, that white dot, the center of pressure, moves more on your back foot as you start down, right? So what you start to see is when you get into that position, let's say when your arm is parallel with the ground there, right? The white peak there, and you don't hit your white peak until about there, just around impact. The white peak, you should be hitting the white peak about there.
Yes.
The white peak is your maximum pushing down under your lead foot, right? Your maximum pushing down under your lead foot. So that's really kind of what we're working on here, is number one, cutting out the sway, which is going to help you get your weight more forward to begin with, right? And the way I explain that is, well, just get your, and you know, this is when you're standing there by yourself hitting shots, right? Is, you know, make sure both toes are turned out a little bit. And then if this knee's going out over your right foot, that knee's going out over your left foot, right, that way. If you straighten it, it's going to be moving back the other way. So it's going to be moving back that way. Therefore, your right hip can move back behind you. And then suddenly your hips have moved forward a little bit. And all you've done really is change how your trail leg functions.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
Yes.
Like when you go back, this right leg's still a bit bent, right? And there's a sway in the hips. Now, if we've got an issue with staying on our back foot, right, let's just get the weight more forward at the top of the swing, right, and then work on a dynamic movement to get the weight, to get more pressure in our lead foot coming down. So what we worked on was this step drill, right? So you see both feet there. And then as you kind of, and you're a little late with the step.
Yeah.
I want you to get to about
but
there.
I understand your point, yeah.
Start stepping. The left foot should already be planted about now. You're a little late stepping, but, you know, you get the idea. As soon as you start stepping, now the pressure starts building up under your lead foot, and that white dot, as that club's coming down, look, the white dot's moving forward, right?
Yeah.
The white dot's moving forward and more forward. So when we look at this peak, you're peaking, there you go. So you're peaking there, which is still a little too late.
A little late, but still.
But it's better than...
Yes. That'll come with practice.
It's better than...
Yeah. Almost.
At impact.
Almost at impact, yes.
Right?
Yes.
And this is why the pros kind of jump up off the ground. Some of them jump up off the ground at impact, is because by that point there, right, they're peaking, they're on that white peak there, which means they're pushing down the most under this lead foot.
Yes.
So the rest of the downswing is spent the ground pushing back up. They're straightening their legs and they're actually jumping off the ground. Patrick Reed, Justin Thomas, or pretty much all the long drive guys, when you watch the long drive competition on the Golf Channel, they're all jumping off the ground, right? So there's an incredible amount of pushing down going on to start the downswing.
As my legs, right?
Well, they get a lot of speed, right?
They do.
There's
really.
a lot of speed involved.
Yeah.
But there's an incredible amount of pushing down under that left foot to start the downswing, right? And then the rest of the downswing is spent straightening up and lifting up. But that's better.
Ah, yes.
That's much better.
Yes.
Does that make sense,
Yes,
what we're doing there?
It does make sense. Good.